Yeah, first off, great win for us, a gutty win. We really defend well. Just really happy we were able to get that win, especially with the, to have another sellout today, and I wanted to make sure we got that win for the crowd as well too. So from start to finish, we really defended. We've been a very good defensive team here, and then last week versus Florida State and Clemson, our defensive principles just were not there, and so as we're building this, part of our culture, we want to have a defensive identity, which we were tremendous last year, and for the most part this year we've been good defensively. But last week we were bad defensively, but today we really guarded in the way we should be guarding if we want to continue to move up the ladder. So I was proud of our defense, really proud of our defense. I thought Jose gave us great minutes, even though he's 1 for 8, 5 assists, 1 turnover. You can see he's getting better and better. And I was really proud of Todrick. He scored over 1,000 points, and he was ready to play. He was solid. Made a big 50-50 ball where he got that in that short corner in front of our bench. We won the 50-50 ball battle today. That was really, really important for us. We look at our stats where we held them to 30% from the field and 27 from 3. Josh Okogie he wasn't maybe as 20 points, we had 20 shots, so maybe he wasn't as efficient, but he was great for us in transition, and he really played really good defense. He was good defensively. Ben Lammers, I thought, was active. 4 assists. Him and Todrick in the high-low situation was really effective for us, and and he had a double-double. And AD, who didn't play as well offensively, had five blocks, and Brandon, I thought, played his best game since he's been here. Was terrific.
It seemed like offensively you guys really struggled in the half court, but your defense was able to get you those transition baskets to keep you in the game.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's not that we struggled, because we got some good shots. We wanted to muck the game up. We wanted to keep it a slower possession game, which I felt was better to our advantage. And so we really took our time, and we only had 9 turnovers. And when you make your free throws and you don't turn the ball over, when you have 9 or less, you give yourself a chance. And then if you do those 2 things and guard at the level that we're, the standards that we've set forth, then you've got a chance to win a lot of games. But I was proud of the back-to-back games that we've only had 9 turnovers. It gives you a chance. It wasn't as much that we had bad looks. First of all, their zone is good. And then secondly, we wanted to kind of have a lower possession game and try to muck it up as much as we can and just really take our time, making sure that we're getting a shot up at least every time. But we had a couple big 50-50 balls late that were really big for us.
Battle and Howard are good shooters, but they hit a couple shots down the stretch, but overall you force them to take 17 shots each to get their points tonight.
8 of 34 between those two. Both are obviously really good. 4 for 13, 4 for 15 from 3 between those two. They're high-level players, but we've guarded well. We guarded as a team well. And but Syracuse is they're good. They're long. Battle and Howard are great players, and that's part of the ACC. They're going to be playing great players, and those guys can flat out score. There was a couple shots we had a hand directly in their face, and they made tough shots. So you got to give them credit on that.
30 points in the paint. What was the key for you guys penetrating that zone defense there?
Yeah, I thought Jose was good for us in that. He and Josh Okogie, and then Ben did a nice job, obviously finding the open man, and Todrick was excellent. He finished around the hoop.
How important was this in terms of getting the skid and finishing a game, in particular second half? You went through the drought again offensively, but they were in a drought, so
losing stinks. The agony of defeat. And compared to I don't know if it's a thrill of victory, because it is, but it's a relief of victory. We needed to win, and we got we're getting better, and I see it. We just got to be able to close games, and we closed today. Look, we got a tough road ahead, but through 9, we're at 4 ACC wins right now, and with some great opportunities in front of us. Obviously a lot of tough games in front of us, but through midway you have 4 ACC wins, and so we're still plugging, but we're getting better. And we are better than we've been, and we just got to try to continue to finish games, which we did tonight. We finished.
It seemed like Todrick kind of did a really good job of reading that high-low and just finishing against the really tall players.
Yeah, well, Ken, part of it is you could just tell he was ready to play. If you saw a couple of those rebounds he had where he just went and got it, he stuck his nose in there. And when he plays with his nose sticking in traffic and coming up with some boards and he had 3 defensive rebounds. He's a better player. He dove on the floor. If he's trying to play cute or pretty, and just try to be cool, then he's just not as effective. When he's kind of got a grind about him, a toughness and kind of that grit and grind mentality, he's a very, very, very good player. And we need him to be it that way every time we play.
You look at 3 defensive categories, you limited them to only 10 points in the paint, 8 second chance points, and only 7 fast break points. That was pretty big.
Yeah. Well, I thought transition defense we were really good today. I thought we really guarded, and it's part of us being important. In this league, you have to be great at transition defense. Everybody is good in transition. So you've got to be great in transition defense.
Okay.
Play, it was a high-low, but then Todrick passed it back out to
Yeah.
Was that kind of
late in the
called?
game there?
Yeah.
No, I mean, we designed a play to get it to where he wanted to get it, but then Todrick made a play and threw it back to Ben, and Ben, I think, missed it, but then he put it back in. I don't know if
He
it
had
was
two twice.
Yeah. So, but it was a good, it was a really good pass by Todrick and a great catch by Ben. I mean, Syracuse, their zone, they're just so long and, and they're big and they're fast, and, you can't simulate that in practice either.
You guys didn't trail now once during the game. I thought that was pretty impressive. Syracuse had some opportunities to, come back, and how did you keep your guys composed during those situations?
I thought we started the game well, and then again we as we were talking about, we had some lapses here and there offensively, but we started well the second half. Where we've had some issues starting the second half, and we really started well the second half. That allowed us to get, to really kind of get a little lead and then give us a little cushion there.
With Kurt out, kind of what's the plan going forward now? It's a tough break.
Yeah, Kurt, he has a stress reaction, so we're going to shut him down for, indefinitely, which is most likely going to be the season. So we'll play. We had 6 guys. We'll play all 6. I would say, Evan Cole's he's got to stay ready, and we'll just take it game by game, and that's what we'll do. And we just got to, we'll have to keep guys fresh and everything else. At the same time, we still got to practice. And today we played 6.
I imagine you held your breath a little bit when AD went down in the game.
Yeah, well, they told me that, for sure. And then they told me that, I mean, look, you're going to have to get lucky to not, I was talking to someone earlier, and they just said maybe a team or 2 can survive injuries, but in this league, but everybody else can't. And we can't, and it killed us. It killed us in the pre-Christmas games, non-conference. And you got to get lucky, like staying healthy. And last year we were healthy all the way through, so that allowed us to win games. And it's just that's part where you got to get to. Hopefully, where you get deep enough where you do have an injury, the next man up, it's as good as the guy that went down.
How confident were you in Todrick's ability to do that, to play that?
Very confident.
Yeah.
I think he's good around there.
It seemed like it was something you did more before AD started playing better. You would kind of rotate him down and have Ben.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard when AD's in there. With AD, it's hard to have him on the perimeter anywhere because they don't guard him. So he's been really effective by the hoop.
How important was it when they put the press on, got a couple of quick hoops?
That was great. It was
and
you remember last year they just
Yeah.
they stole it once, and then we capitalized on it because last year we were up and they threw the press and boom, 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 they scored a couple quick buckets. But we had worked on that prior to the game today.
It was a really physical game. It looked like.
Yeah, I thought it was physical. I thought both teams competed and battled, and it was a good, well played basketball game. Maybe it wasn't, there were some offensive issues for both teams, but it was a hard fought, competitive, high level competitive basketball game.
A couple more for Coach Pastner.
You mentioned you wanted it to be a low possession game. Is that because of depth for you guys, or was it specifically because of Syracuse?
Well, I thought probably both. but you know, we didn't need to get in the track meet with Syracuse, and you know, we just don't need to turn the sucker over. Just don't turn the ball over. And the best way to do that is just keep things being smart, sound, and solid. And right now, with our personnel, we're best at, you know, I would prefer to have a higher possession in time. I want to get there, but right now, based on everything, you know, we're better off trying to muck it up as much as we can.
Did you think you'd have chances to swipe in some balls? I know you do it regularly anyway, but it seemed especially so in the beginning where the guys were taking chances.
Yeah, but you know, last 2.5 days, you know, Monday and Tuesday, all we did was work through defensive stuff. Just literally the elementary, basic defensive shell drill and all those type of things for the entire practice, and then today in shoot around we did the same thing. And so, you know, that being said, you know, it just got us to the to the toughness of trying to get back to the basics. You know, and so yeah, I'm not saying Brandon. No, okay. So, yeah.